An overload of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere that have caused the greenhouse effect, depleting the ozone layer and resulting in global warming, is worrying climate scientists who now warn that the submergence of small islands and developing states is now a matter of when and not if. The United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, in its effort to see a reduction of greenhouse gases in order to forestall the debilitating effect of the rise in temperatures and the rise in sea levels, is encouraging the world community to begin to invest in renewable energy so as to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. Hence, the World Environment Day 2014 theme, Raise Your Voice, Not the Sea Level.
So let us raise our voice and tell everybody that the rising of the sea level is going to destroy all of us.
However, climate scientist and MP for Mhaya, Dr. Wilbur Otichilo, says the move by the UNEP is coming a little late in time.
This process is long term, and once it starts, you cannot stop it within a short time. It will take time. Assume even we reduce the reduction of emissions into the atmosphere to the levels of to the industrial period, the warming will still continue to a certain level.
The legislator says the recent flooding experienced in some European states is a valid indication that the writing is on the wall and humanity is set to begin moving from one disaster to the next due to the destabilization of the atmospheric equilibrium.
In Europe, it was flooded to the level that they have never experienced in the last 120 years. So those are signs, clearly, that this is going to happen.
Otichilo is calling for contingency measures that must be on standby to evacuate populations living on the small island states, as the southern Antarctica is already melting at a worrying rate, and those threatened most are islands in the Pacific Ocean.
South Antarctic holds the largest body of mass in terms of ice. It's already starting to melt. This will release billions of liters of water into the ocean. And therefore, the islands are going to submerge. So we must make contingent measures to evacuate those islands, because I don't believe we'll be able to do much.
Closer home, the situation is manifested in the arid areas where farmers in Samburu who tried their hand at planting maize are counting losses as their crops are withering following the poor rainfall. County Commissioner Wilfred Nyangwaga and Deputy Governor Joseph Lemarcat say 66% of the population in the county has been adversely affected by the prevailing drought.
140,000 people affected by drought in our county. That accounts for about 66% of the population of Samburu County. And also on livestock, at risk of dying out of drought, we have about 80% of our livestock, both cows and shorts, in risk of dying due to the current prevailing drought.
The World Food Programme was supposed to capture about 32,000 people. So the rest was to be captured by the national government.
World Environment Day was proposed in 1972 by the United Nations General Assembly, but the celebrations to commemorate the day began on June the 5th, 1973. Celebrations marking the day are aimed at creating focus on the need for environmental protection. Judith Akolo, The Lunchtime News.